Hello, Aquarius. Finally getting to Aquarius and Pisces. I'm going to try to set up my schedule so that I have a regular day that I upload, and so that Pisces and Aquarians and Capricorns aren't at the end, but that there's a cycle, because actually that's what tarot means, is rotate in reverse, is rotate, right? If I had the Wheel of Fortune card here, I could show you in reverse the word means rotate. So really I'm just going to make it a cycle, and I'm going to try to land around the same time every month per sign, if that makes any sense. So, okay, I have a little chart next to me so I can check in on the astrology. Let's check in on the astrology. We've got the sun in Cancer still, yep, and we have the moon in Virgo. We just had an eclipse in the 4th house, which is Cancer, and so for Aquarians, I think that's in the 6th house, so that would be something to do with your health, routine, changing in your daily living, issues coming up around health, maybe for Aquarians, causing you to perhaps shift something in your home life because it's in the 4th house. We did just have a new moon in Cancer too. So fresh new beginnings and new starts and new changes in the home environment, perhaps for a lot of people, wherever Cancer may fall in your chart. So anyway, let's see what the cards have to say for Aquarians. We are July, the date today is July 17th, I think. I'm sorry, 16th. And so let's have a look. 2018. So far it's been a really exciting and interesting summer for myself. A lot going on. 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for Aquarians. Interesting. That represents sort of weighing 2 options out, or several options out, or trying to work out a solution. Can involve travel. You see 2 ships are coming together. The ships can be a metaphor of bringing 2 ideas together, or 2 material options together. But let's have a look and see. Interesting. These are 2 double major arcanas there. All right, I'm going to ask for a clarifier. So it goes here and here, and I'll just double check that I'm in camera. Yes, okay. All righty, let's have a look here. I bought land and I've been working on my land, so if my hands look messed up, I apologize. But I do want to keep the videos going. So anyway, what have we got going on here for Aquarians? So we've got Cancer representing, we've got that eclipse, that full moon eclipse, I'm sorry, the solar eclipse that we just had in the sign of, in the 4th house, in the sign of Cancer, and there we have that card representing that right there in this read, which I love seeing, because that just makes me feel in alignment with the read, with the astrology that's going on. That's why I started studying astrology, was because I was finding that all my reads, you know, that I was doing during a certain period were kind of giving us a similar message, and so I thought, something must be going on collectively for all of us. So I became attracted to learning more, and so this read tells me that there's going to be some sort of a decision and clarity around something around the ego, or it could be addictions, or it could be a negative impacting relationships. It could be choices that are ego-based, for instance, ideas that are not necessary. It's interesting that these 2 cards kind of landed together. I'd like to just separate them, because here we have, this is essentially sort of the same card. So we have 2 different motives. We have the devil holding this relationship together in the 3rd dimension, in the lower dimension, in the lower frequency dimensions by a chain, and then we have other relationships that are held together by the higher frequencies, by the heavens. And so it seems to me that there's a clarity. Now Aquarians are all about the tribe. They're all about their people, and they are the glue of the tribe. In fact, Aquarians I always say if a Capricorn shows up in your life, you're about to take on some pretty serious big project that needs a Capricorn, you know, which is happening to me right now because I have a very strong Capricorn showing up in my life. But if an Aquarius is in your life, she's going to be the glue, or he's going to be the glue, the social glue. So it seems to me that this is a very important eclipse for Aquarians as far as understanding the difference between the tribe and the party or the people that are heavenly destined for your truest progression in life, rather than relationships or options or ideas and or addictions or issues that are being held by an idea or perception. Because here's the King of Swords, who is all about like the air energy, the Libra, the Gemini, the Aquarian energy is the sword energy. So I think for Aquarians, because they're so people-centered and they're so tribal and social and about the sort of the group, that there has to be a point where they really align with the right relationships in order for the mission. You come in as an Aquarian, you're going to have a mission that's going to involve a group, your talents as a tribal counselor or tribal group moderator or tribal group person. And so for the Aquarian, it seems like a very big period, because here we have the moon. So we had that new moon of clarity. I think the moon was bringing clarity to sort of end relationships that are more fear-based or based on perceptions from a deeper wounded place, empowered by wound fear, rather than relationships empowered by the divine, which is going to enable the Aquarian to make a much more emotional stability, because the relationships that are ego-based are not emotionally stable. They are based in insecurities, or they reveal insecurities, or they're about insecurities. But now there's clarity coming in from what is in the heart, the relationships that really do progress the Aquarians to the more joyful, abundant state of living, which was what that whole eclipse, solar eclipse in the 4th house was about, was to progress us away from egoistic, more lower density frequency experiences in love and life that are based in fear, or that choices the Aquarians have made based in fear. But now the Aquarian is taking their gift to reciprocate more to, perhaps these might have been relationships in the past that the Aquarians have rejected, and I'm going to say because of a lack mentality that the Aquarians may have had about finances. Either they have taken on more of a lack, that they had that the decisions to be in more sort of egoistic, fear-based relationships. The reason these are fear-based is because these are relationships held together without the knowledge of the presence of the divine that holds the relationships. And so the Aquarians are becoming clear. The relationships that are more abundant are the ones that are divinely higher frequency based relationships, bonded in the higher realms. The more destined soulmate relationships bring you to a more joyful, living, abundant living experience, which then enables an emotional stability, which enables things to be more financially abundant, and enabling the Aquarian to be more financially, I want to say, generous, or leave the lack, enabling the Aquarians to sort of, because the 5 of Pentacles means lack mentality, turning away from lack mentality, understanding that fear was the motive, realizing that was the blocking of the being able to be more reciprocal, if that makes any sense. Because the reciprocation and generosity of the 6 of Pentacles means these are relationships that are more divinely enforced, or how shall I say, divinely supported, enabling them to be more abundant in generosity. I'm trying to make that work. But it kind of makes sense to me, because it's like the fears involved around being generous and being able to give more financially are the things that, this is what's being figured out for the Aquarians, the difference between that. Now let me just check my time. So the difference between these relationships is what's becoming clear in sort of a period of the subconscious, knowing the subconscious is becoming clear. This is all becoming clear for the Aquarian. And so these more abundant, emotionally stabilizing relationships are the ones to give to. I think that's what that's saying. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. So what that tells me is that this is the right sort of frequency raising awareness that's going to raise. This is the new awareness of the heart-head alignment for Aquarians. It's going to raise the energetic frequency and progressing the Aquarians to a really stable, progressive, financial forward on a foundation of higher frequency relationships, enabling the Aquarian to make. This is a very, Taurian is very earth and grounded. This is the pentacle, earth and grounded forward motion in a steady, emotionally stable way towards things, because towards the right manifested desire or destiny that you're here to experience. And there's sort of an ego clearing that's happening, that's opening things up for the Aquarian in the form of, I would say, all around living home life, all around. So now I'm going to pull a clarifying card, or just a card for further knowledge or clarity. I ask the spirits from above to infiltrate me and bring me clarity, and to bring this further clarity for deeper understanding of what is being told here for the Aquarius. Choose a new direction. Isn't that interesting? I'll make sure that's in the screen. Choose a new direction. Well, that is in the near future, comes into the bottom. Now, choose a new direction. Doesn't that look like that read? To me, it looks exactly like that. There is a difference as of this eclipse, I think, for most Aquarians of a new way to be in relationships, or a new way to work with people, or a new way to move in the world in relationships that are more secured by I want to say higher frequencies. So like the difference between our ego-based choices in relationships and the relationships that are really here for our truest, best, highest destined, that we were supposed to align with in this life in order to progress to a destiny of joy and abundance, leaving the ego choices behind and knowing what the differences of those are, enabling the Aquarians to sort of stabilize stronger, because these are more troublesome experiences that create fear and trauma and drama and problems. So moving away from those relationships, creating a stronger emotional base in order to become more financially progressive, and leaving lack mentality. That's the new direction, because it was the lack mentality that was holding Aquarians to relationships that weren't necessarily what is destined for your progressive, better good. So thank you so much, Aquarians, for being here and watching this read, and for subscribing and liking, commenting, and I enjoy comments. And if you have any questions about spiritual workshops that I'm leading, and I'm going to check my email and send me an email, and I will let you know about them. I also am going to be putting up some energy balancing workshops, so stay tuned for those. Thank you so much. Bye.